Mabey presents.
Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents, and it is Tuesday, July 11th, 2023, 7-Eleven. It's 7-Eleven day. And it is, oh my goodness, it's 11:11. It is 11:11 in the morning. So it's kind of funny. 7-Eleven, 11:11 in the morning. This morning after breakfast, during breakfast, was watching Adam the Woo, and great question Adam the Woo brought up, and that is whether to use on YouTube videos to use a camera or perhaps just use a cell phone. And I'll put my vote in. The rookie's gonna put his 2 cents in. I would say go with the cell phone. But I know Adam the Woo sometimes needs a cell phone for reference, for movie, motion picture locations, and it's kind of neat to have the cell phone to reference scenes from old scenes from motion picture and then compare it to what it looks like today. I get that. But generally, I'm such a rookie. I use a cell phone. So, I'm happy with the cell phone. And, I thought about going out and buying, one of those little cameras, but I'm happy with it. So my vote would be go with the cell phone. So I believe this is one of the most underrated comic books ever published, and that is Little Max. And just before I started filming, I was reading, I read one of these little stories on this Little Max comic book. This is Little Max number 70. It's in pretty bad shape. May of 1961. I've only got about 2 or 3 of these Little Max comic books, but beginning to acquire a new appreciation of Little Max and how underestimated he was. I mean, this was kind of like Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace is an orphan kind of thing, and it's really sweet. It's really heartwarming comic book. So if you're at a comic book show and or a comic book store and you get the chance to pick up a Little Max at a reasonable rate, by all means do so. They're just, I really like them a lot. And unfortunately, the cover, I had this from when I was a kid, and the cover is off, but I can show you here. Those Little Max in Puppy Parade. A lot of it, they didn't have the little balloons with people saying things. It was all pantomime. Here it goes. Take your dog for a walk, 10 cents. And it was always in these little enterprising, this like, I'm going to say he was about 8 years old. This 8-year-old boy and these, surviving. And he's got the fella is there with the dog. And now he's I can relate to this. So, all the people are bringing their dog to him, and now he's in a bit of a situation here. He's got all these dogs, and they all want to go in different directions. And then this is always cute. The little light bulb gets an idea, and he takes all the dogs all at once. I've done that. But no more than 3 dogs at a time, three dogs at a time. But it's not, I only once or twice I walk 2 or 3 dogs at a given time because it's very dangerous. It's the traffic, and there's really no traffic in my neighborhood, but still golf carts and that kind of thing. And then other people walking with their dogs, and you really don't have the control. But yeah, Little Max comic books, if you get the chance, really heartwarming, um, down to earth. I think like I like Dennis the Menace a lot, but there are times when Dennis the Menace was just um, a little too outrageous, a little too mischievous. I guess there's more of an element of sincerity here. This poor 8-year-old boy, he's trying to survive, and they never come out and say it, but he's this little boy that's homeless. It's really heartwarming. It's really touching. So, Little Max Comics, highly recommended by yours truly. This is number 700. This is video number 700. Video number 700. When I made my first video, I called this something else, and that's in the waylands of YouTube. I forget what I even called it. And then Monday Morning Quarterback, I used my name, and I didn't even think much about it, but maybe I would have named it something else. But at 700, I'm not going to start over again. So yeah, so I figured when I first did my first video, I said, well, I'll do about a dozen of these. Maybe about 20. Maybe like 25 videos at the most, and I'll move on and do something else. Here I'm at number 700. But what happened was, hold on, I'll be right back. And I'm back. So anyway, my mom was a great fan of Adam the Woo. And we'd be eating breakfast, and my mom would say, did Adam the Woo put anything up yet? So, and actually, my mom had the AFib and had a damaged atrial valve. And in November 11th, 2019, again 11/11, November 11th, 2019, they did the surgery to replace the atrial valve. And I'm going to call it like it is. I mean, when the pitch comes right down the strike zone, you got to call it a strike. The doctors fouled up. And so anyway, on the evening, in the night of, I guess it was about 9 o'clock, December 23rd, 2019, my mom passed away. But my mom, for 2 years or so, every day watched Adam the Woo. Every morning watched Adam the Woo. Every morning watched Adam the Woo. And so, I'm a great fan of Adam the Woo. And so, after Mom passed, I continued to watch Adam the Woo. And I like Adam the Woo. I'm a great fan of Adam the Woo. But I guess it was around, February or March. February or March of 2020, I'm sitting on the front porch reading a Batman comic book. I remember, don't ask me why I remember it was a Batman comic book. I'm reading a Batman comic book on the front porch, and this fella comes by. He's walking his dog. I give it the wave. Hey, Lou, how you doing? I go, hey, Lou, how you doing? And he says hello to me. And we small talk it. You think it's going to rain and all that kind of stuff. And he says, hey, he goes like this. He goes, hey, Richard, I just want to tell you that your hedges really need to be trimmed. And they weren't that bad. I mean, they weren't perfectly rounded. They were, jagged. It'd be a shame. It'd be a shame if someone called the HOA on you. And I go, well, hey, thanks, Lou. I'll get on that today. Thanks, Lou. It was the morning. And I put the Batman comic down. I said, what am I doing? What am I doing? Um, you know, in my I'm entering my later 60s, and you know, this nice person, quote, nice person, reminds me, points out that I said, there's got to be more to life. And the next morning I watched Out on the Wood. I said, well, let me try that. Let me try that. And I did. And I said that when I started, I said, I'll do a dozen of these or so. And here I am, number 700. But I think Adam LeWoo is like Daniel Boone. He's the trailblazer for YouTube. And there probably are others, but for me, it's Adam LeWoo. He's going. He's got the hatchet, and he's clearing out the thistle and the thick weeds, and he's clearing out a path, in the deep forest of YouTube land for hundreds of people. That would be a really interesting thing. How many people are doing YouTube now because they were inspired by Adam LeWoo? And I'm going to say it's well over 100. And I would even say, it might be, like 500 people or more, And because a lot of times, Adam has one of his pals on or one of his buddies on, and they're going to a baseball game or going somewhere. And inevitably in the conversation, the person will say, hey, Adam, you were the one that inspired me to start this. So, I'm getting a little choked up here. Thank you, Adam LeWoo. Thank you, Adam LeWoo. You're the trailblazer. You're the Daniel Boone of YouTube. And I appreciate immensely. This is tough. I try to do Monday to Friday every day, and I confess once in a while I'll miss a day or something during a weekday, and I used to do 7 days a week, and it just got overwhelming. But Adam LeWoo does every day, 7 days a week, and I don't know how he does it, because there are times you find out someone passed away or something, so you still have to carry on. Okay, hold on, right back. And I'm back. Just had a little situation there with little Opie and Floyd, but everything's cool. It's raining out right now. I was going to trim my live oak tree before going to the doctor this afternoon. Just trim it up a little bit, but it's pouring out, so that's not going to happen today. So yeah, one of the things that I really appreciate about Adam LeWoo is that he has captured an Americana that we were all cognizant and well aware was vanishing right before our eyes. Either little Floyd or Opie want to come in. Be right back. And I'm back. Best laid plans of mice and men. I figured I would not have to do any editing. I have this A to Z, zoom, no editing, and now I've got a lot of editing to do on this. But no, yeah, Adam LeWoo has captured, and still does capture an Americana that is all too rapidly just disappearing from our society, and specifically, the Coca-Cola sign or emblem painted on the side of a brick wall, maybe an old drugstore, an old hardware store, an old general store, in old time main streets, in squirrel valleys throughout America. and the old bakery, the old hardware store. There was something they uh, used to. I remember as a kid, the old Five and Dime. It was Newberry's, McCrory's, and there was another one, Newberry, McCrory's, and I forget the other one. But Woolworths, and they had the counter. You get like an ice cream soda. You could get like hamburgers and hot dogs, grilled cheese. Nothing fancy. Get a soda. Something that's phenomenally disappeared in our society. A thing called the malted milk, not a milkshake, but a malted milk, or an ice cream soda. You just don't see ice cream sodas or malted milks anymore. And the really really thick straws, rugged straws, like hard plastic, made of hard plastic, and they had like the swirly red swirl going up it, and you could bend them, flex them. That was kind of neat. Old signs, the old Rexall signs. Just barbershops with either one or two barbers, and the old fashioned barbershop, and it's just vanishing. And Adam the Woo captures that. He goes out of his way, and Squirrel Valley, South Carolina, and captures that spirit, that essence, that truth of the old Main Street America. And I thank you, Adam the Woo, for doing that. I'm going to close, and this is kind of an informal improv kind of thing. But number 700, I never thought I'd make 700. And if you go to a comic book store, or if you go to a comic book show, and you see a little Max at a reasonable rate, this has to be one of the most underrated comic books in all of comic book publishing. Little Max, great, fantastic, heartwarming, heart-touching comic book. Little Max, love it. So I want to sign off. Stay happy, stay positive, and here's the rookie. The rookie endorsing the all-time great one. Watch Adam the Woo. So I'm going to sign off. So peace, harmony, and love each other. Bye for now.